Mimi Mohamed Ali Mohamed, nikiwa nimechaguliwa kama mwanachama wa bunge la kitaifa, na hapa kwa jina la Mwenyezi Mungu kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu na mtiifu kwa watu na Jamhuri ya Kenya.
My name is Mohamed Ali Mohamed. Those are my full names. I was born in a remote area in past Isiolo, a place called Merti, Iresa Boru. That's where I was born. But I was brought up to Central when I was 3 months old by my dad, who by then was working for the Kenya Canals Limited, which is now Del Monte. He went for World War II. He was born in 1924, a very old man who has done a lot of things for this country. And then from there, I went to Thika Muslim Primary School. I went to O levels in Nakuru, Mombasa. I was on and off, Nairobi, Thika, Nakuru, Mombasa. Like that, I finished my O level, went to do my course in journalism at Nyali Institute of Journalism in Thika. And then I got an attachment with Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, and that's how my career started. From KBC, I went to Mombasa, Pwani FM. From Pwani FM, I went to Saudi Arabia as a waiter at, I don't know if you know Starbucks coffee, it's an international brand. I served there for 3 years. After that, I came back. I still chased my dream, which was in the media. And I got a job with the Radio Salam in Mombasa. And after that, I was poached now from Mombasa to Nairobi by KTN. And that's how my career started, Jicho Pevu. And from KTN, I found myself here in Parliament. In fact, I keep on telling people that I was brought up in one of the biggest slums in Kiambu, that is Kiandutu. Why Nyali? Because most of my families are there. It's a place that I've been there. You know, when I was, a lot of students who are in Mombasa don't really stay there. You know, some are going to Masinde Muliro University, some are in Nairobi University. So they go over there during the holidays. But when you are used to Nairobi and other parts, it becomes difficult for you to stay there because the culture in Nairobi and the culture in Mombasa is a little bit different. But yes, my background is there because I stayed there, I worked there. I was even a conductor in Mombasa. I worked at Pwani FM for many years. I worked at Radio Salam, which is in Mombasa, for many years. I've stayed in various parts of Mombasa, Mtopanga, pale nyuma ya Casablanca, there are some nyumba pale. I've stayed in Ganjoni, I've stayed in Majengo. So yes, so there's no issue of why Nyali. Nyali is my home. That's where I built my house. That's where I live. That's where everything is there. So you cannot just question somebody when he wants something. You ask that person why. Because for 25 years, close to 25 years, I've been in Nairobi working as an investigative journalist in KTN. So when I want something, and this is the problem of politics, when you want something, people will say, "Huyu, kwa nini anakuja huku? Kwa nini asiende huku?" Because they don't know that it's the job that brought you to Nairobi. It was not your wish that you wanted to leave your home. 2 things motivated me. The first thing was not a motivation. The managing editor in charge of KTN, Joe Ageo, when he was poached from Nation, he came to KTN and destroyed everything that we had, everything that we built in many years. Akaleta tu juaji yake, he started hating on me. I don't know, it's because that I had a good salary than him, that I was reporting to the CEO directly. So he started killing Jicho Pevu. So we thought of an idea of coming out of KTN and having our own. And that's how we started African Uncensored with John Alan Namu and Kasim Mohamed. So I thought of going to politics as a second option, which was also, again, something that was burning inside my heart because our people didn't have any good governance. From the governor, members of parliament, members of county assembly, women reps, senators, we never had a good representative because they were a bunch of jokers who were never serious about people's issue. And I thought if I get this opportunity to be a leader in Mombasa, then I'll start by building schools, investing in education, putting up security, police stations, and everything that matters to the people. So I was driven by the passion to change the lifestyle of my people. And I'm happy because now I'm telling you by the end of this year, we shall have between 2,500 to 3,000 degrees from Nyali Constituency alone. I don't know about the rest who are dancing the podium every day, but my constituency, I'll deliver that. Well, there's nothing big. In fact, people call me Jicho Pevu when I'm out. They don't even call me Mheshimiwa, which I don't like. Mimi si mheshimiwa ya mtu, mimi ni mtumwa, I'm a messenger. So there's no difference because I've been in this business for many years. I've been covering parliament, I've been covering politicians. So I see no big difference. But the only difference that I see is that in media, it's more of professionalism. In politics, it's the other way around. You are forced to do some things because you are unable to tell somebody yes or no because of the situation he's in. So sometimes you are forced to do some things that aren't what you're supposed to do. And again, it's a culture that has been set by the people before us, those honorable members before us. Parliament is all about three things: representation, legislation, and oversight. I should be a very free man when I'm going out because my duty is only three. But people outside there don't understand that those are my duties. They know when they meet with you in the restaurant, mwesh, hiyo bill umalize mtu wangu. When there is burial, muhesh, sukuma hiyo kitu. When there is wedding, muhesh. When there is domestic issue, muhesh. When there is no rain, muhesh. When, you know, we have been given a lot of jobs to do that is not ours. And the reason why some of us are coming in is to kick out hiyo cartels na nini, so that we have other young people after us that will come on board and find a very conducive environment for them to work. If you can see in Parliament, most of the young people, young members of Parliament, are doing an amazing job. We have shown them that this budget of CDF can do wonders. And we are very sure those who want to join us by next year will come and do more wonders than us. So we are laying a platform for other young people. But it's difficult being a member of Parliament. Again, it's all about the votes. I have one vote. We are many here. We are close to 300 plus. I have one vote. So if somebody shouts outside there, where was Mohamed Ali? If I vote something and say no, and the 200 and plus says yes, then it's about our numbers. I think those are many Kenyans that I don't represent. But the one that I represent in Nyali Constituency know what I've been doing for the last 5 years in terms of development, in terms of education, investing in education, roads, security. We have done a lot. The thing that people don't understand is that I am a member of Parliament for Nyali Constituency. I am not the President of the Republic of Kenya that I need to be everywhere. Each and every constituency in this country has an MP who has a mandate to represent his people. And perhaps people thought that by virtue of Mohamed Ali coming to Parliament, then Mohamed Ali, just the way he used to do the TV things, will do the entire country. I have a specific area, a specific constituency that I'm supposed to serve and protect. But nationally, if there is any national issue, then I will address the national issue, which I've done in terms of health, in terms of fighting for the rights of the people. A lot of things that have been happening in Parliament, impeachment of the CS, I've been in the front line for the national issue. But mostly I'm back at home in Nyali, doing a lot of things in Nyali. For example, when I was elected as a Nyali Member of Parliament, we only had one government secondary school, one. A population of 300,000 people with only one government secondary school. So far, we have done 7 in 5 years. We have done 60% of the roads, Cabro roads. We have given out a bursary, and by the end of this year, I might be having between 3,000 to 4,000 graduates in terms of degree. We have done the first library in Nyali Constituency. We never had a library. We have done it. That will serve both primary, secondary, and the university students. We have done water. We have done security. I'm very sure if you've been traveling to Mombasa, Nyali had only one police station in the entire constituency, and that is Nyali Police, which is, funny thing is that it is somewhere where the rich people live. So the rest of the poor people are left without security. So we have built 4 more police stations in Nyali Constituency. And that's why you don't hear a lot about Wakaliwa Kwanza and everything, because I made sure that I had a buffer zone between Nyali and Kisauni. We share a border, and the problem usually emancipated from Kisauni. So I've created a buffer zone by building 2 police stations at far end, one in Mwatamba and the other one in Mbungoni. And then we did a Kongoya one. We are doing playing grounds for our children. We have done a lot of work in Nyali constituency. Bursary top notch. Children are going to school. And now we are not worried because before we used to send our children out of Nyali. Now we are not sending them because all the schools are there. We have done Kongoya Secondary School, Mohamed Ali Girls, the first girls' school in Nyali since independence. We have done Kwabulo Primary, Kwabulo Secondary, Pentrose. We have bought 5 buses for all these 5 schools. I mean, it's amazing. So I don't want to be rated by those who are complaining that they don't see my presence. I want to be rated by the people who voted for me. I think for the journalists who are covering Parliament, they should be given a special training. First of all, to understand the environment that members of Parliament are in. Because if I tell you to be a member of Parliament for a day, you'll run away. Just for a day, you'll run away. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing. Usidanganywe na mtu. So I think the journalists who are doing these jobs here, they are covering members of Parliament. They should be taken for a training. They should even be shown the breakdown of the salary, what it stands for, what we are doing, and everything. So that when something happens, they have that knowledge and they know how to counter it or they know how to publish it. But sometimes it's just, and I'm afraid about members of Parliament, members of the fourth estate who are covering Parliament. I'm really afraid on how they are being used. You know, that somebody can just pick up a phone, aseme andika nilisema hivi na hivi nikamnyorosha na uandike mzuri. You know, you cannot fall for such a tree. So I feel for them. I feel like they need more training here, and at the same time they need space to work without being questioned, without being you know, dangling a carrot there to tell them to write this and this. Because if you look at stories every day, is this one said this one said this. No, we can't live in that world. We must live in the 3 sides of the story, not the 2 sides. Your side, my side, and then the truth. So yes, I agree, they need more training, more training. They need even to be taken for retreats when members of Parliament are going for covering committee and everything, so that they can see, apart from being in the chambers, what else do we do outside there? So I wish the Speaker can allow such a thing for members of fourth estate to get massive training. Yes, I can say 70 to 80% I have met the expectation of the people, what they wanted. I'm now going to ask them to re-elect me so that I can finish the other small that is remaining, and then from there I can think otherwise. I can say that first of all, there was an issue of LAP fund and LAP trust, I think. We managed to secure, you know, this retirement money that will have been going to a private entity. We managed to secure it when I was in the finance committee. We managed to secure it, and the LAP trust for the government is still working. So that's the biggest achievement. Second is the bill that I brought through the administration and Justice Committee, the bill on drugs, psychotropic drugs, that was recently, the President appended his signature. We changed the bill completely from the old bill to the new bill, where we make it very hard for the barons. Now, since the President has signed, I think from next year, God willing, if I'll be back here, we shall now go for them without fear or favor. Another thing that I've done is to bring a motion on health matters that I was proposing that each and every county in this country, we have 47 counties, to have a referral hospital. We cannot have 2 referral hospitals in Kenya since independence, Kenyatta and Eldoret one, Moi teaching. So that's the other one that I brought. The other one that I brought, the motion of waiver when someone dies in the hospital. I mean, you cannot ask a dead person money. Yeah, I asked for waiver, which the CS by then was, I think, Cecily Karaoke, if I'm not wrong. And yes, she gave instruction that if somebody dies in hospital, it should be waived, the bill should be waived. And it did wonders to the poor people, because that was another burden. Somebody dies with a bill, you put in the mortuary, the bill keeps on accumulating. You are not solving the problem, you are adding more problem. The other thing is the impeachment of the CS for transport, Macharia. I tried my level best. The cartels killed it, but I did try my. You know, when I was bringing the impeachment, somebody was asking me, "Do you know who this person is?" And I'm like, "Does he also know who I am?" And they laughed. As people told me that this is the right-hand man of Uhuru Kenyatta, and I'm like, "I'm the right-hand man of the people of the Republic of Kenya." So that was the motion that the impeachment motion that I brought. The second impeachment motion of Matiang'i, I think we had issues with COVID, and we were on recess a lot of the times, and it turned out to be a political thing. People were called in groups, and it was killed even before we proceed. The other thing, maybe in committee side, we have Special Funds Committee. We have managed to save or to give direction to the DCI on a lot of government projects, because we deal with funds that have stalled or money has been stolen and that hasn't been done. There's a place, I think, in, I don't know if it is in Kilifi, I can't remember well, but a member of parliament said that he built a social hall, but in reality it was his house. But he's late, it's long time ago. So we were trying to recover all this money or projects that were never done and money was eaten. So we did a recommendation to the DCI to take action. So yes, in terms of the floor of the house, I think I've done wonders at my age, and at 5 years, I can't say 5 years because for the last 2 years I've been battling my petition. So it was difficult focusing on the house and at the same time on the court case. But in 5 years, I have a name in this house. There is no constituency that has a huge margin or record of youths. The entire country itself, 70% of the population are young people. So we just look at the 70 who are scattered all over this country in different counties. Parliament, I would say, has ignored youths for many years. It hasn't set laws that will protect the youths. And I'm proud of one member of parliament, I think it's Keter, who brought a bill to do with the HELB and DCI thing, that the court, it was approved here that you shouldn't be asked for your HELB, you shouldn't be asked for DCI, I don't know, fingerprint or what. You don't even have a job, why are they torturing you with all those things? CRB. I think youths must realize that if they wait for people to settle them down, it will never happen. Youth must wake up and send one of their own to these two houses, the Senate and the Parliament. And we are close to, I think, 20 or 15 youths here. The number is 200 plus. Why can't we have 100? Why can't we have half, so that you can be able to challenge them? We have everything that matters: education, skills, technology, the numbers, 70%. We have everything, but they must sacrifice outside there. They should now stop being used, and now start using their own. If you want a seat in a certain constituency, if there's a youth who you think can qualify, push that youth to be here. So it's a youth for youth affair. But if they say it's a youth for old, they will never reach here. They will die. I kept on seeing the Kenyattas, the Odingas, and the Moi when I was born, very young. I'm here, I'm still with them. I'm at the age of 40 now. Soon, nitaingia kiwanja wazee, I'll be called Mzee. I've already started being called Mzee. So why would we wait until I reach this age to get a seat here? Why can't we start at the age of 25 to fight for this space, so that you can help them with a vision, you can debate, you can give them the picture of how you want Kenya to be. And once we have a common goal, everything is okay.
Member for Nyali,
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
My apologies. I forgot to leave my things outside. My apologies. I'm a human being.
Is it a gun? A gun?
Mr. Speaker, allow me to surrender. My life was not under threat. Human is to error, right? It was during COVID, I remember very well. And those metal detectors were removed. Every time I come, I've been a I'm a license holder for more than, I think, 12 years. So I I didn't take advantage of being a member of parliament. I had it even before when I was at KTN. So it's not a new thing. Maybe since that MP who never speak in parliament got an opportunity to say those things, maybe people believe that I am now a member of parliament, I have the firearm. But I had it many years ago, close to 12 years, from KTN to date. And that day, the metal detectors were removed because of Corona. There was social distancing, there was confusion. People didn't want to come closer to each other. People were afraid of Corona and everything. So sometimes you're a human being. And there was a debate that was going on. I think the bill that we were supposed to fight not to be passed. And I came running to the chamber so that I couldn't miss that bill to protect the Wanjikos of this world. So when I arrived there, you know, if there was a metal detector, you know, yes, I could remember, oh, I have something and go. Most of the time, all members of parliament, those who are armed, they normally come to the sergeant at arms office and surrender and go back to the chamber, debate, finish, go back, take the item, and they leave for many years. So I'm not the first one. That day I forgot. I'm a human being. I think it's dangerous for the thieves. If you become a thief, it's dangerous because you'll be afraid of going anywhere. You'll be afraid of mingling with people. You'll be afraid of doing business because you are stealing from people. So you think that either they are also going to steal from you or they are going to kill you because you've stolen from them. It's not a dangerous job. This is the most easiest job. The most dangerous job is what I've been doing as a Jicho Pevu, where you rattle the big people in this society, the rich, the who is who, yeah, the government. So it's a dangerous thing if you are a thief. You cannot live here without a bodyguard. Your car tint is always up. You cannot go to town hapa Tulutuli ukule chipo vizuri, upige raundi. Mimi nikiwa mtaani hata hapa tao, mimi utembea peke yangu. If I'm in Nairobi, I just go kwa mama ntilie, kula chakula yangu, nasalimiana na watu mtaani, and I move on with life. I don't need to go around with bodyguards. Only time I take my bodyguards is during the rallies, because that place is chaotic. You need to be helped to get in and get out. Nothing apart from now. Kukua na mvi, white hair, macho imepoteza network. I'm using glasses nowadays because of stress, ulali, trying to solve. You know, being a father of 300,000 people in Nyali is the most difficult job. I become the first one to wake up and the last to sleep. By the time I sleep, I make sure sijasikia crime yoyote. I check on my guys, OCS hapa mahali hivi, kuko salama, iko sawa nini. Ile kesi iko tu ni walevi wameshikwa. I'm the first and the last. Being a father of 300,000 people. And I'm trying. There's an MP who is a father of close to 600,000 people. And I feel for him. The big constituency, the terrain, how he maneuvers, it's not a joke. So ukisikia mtu amekuja hapa bunge ameshinda, heshimu huyo mtu. That man amesuffer sana before afike hapa. Yeah, you know, you can't ask for a job that you don't love. Is there a person in the world who asks for a job that... I love it because the position helps me to do a lot of things for my people that I couldn't be able to do when I was in KTN. In KTN, I will just highlight the problems. It's up to the government to help or not. But here, I see the problems and I solve the problems because I have a budget, I have a voice, and I have the network of the government. So those are the things that are happening here, which cannot happen when I'm outside. So yes, I like the job because it is through this job that my people now have 7 more schools. It is through this job that my people have 60% of the roads done in Nyali. It is through this job that my people can enjoy security now. We have built four more police stations, 5 now. It is through this job that I have been able to buy buses for my students there to travel all over the country in terms of competition and many other things and learning. It is through this job that I've been able to make sure that they have water projects in Kisimani, street light in Mombasa, high mast in Nyali. Through this job, I couldn't be able to do all this when I was in the media. So yes, I love it. And if they give me another 5 years, why not? I'll go back and do the amazing job as usual. Na tukimaliza hapo, wakiniambia area imepanda network, angalia juu, nitaangalia juu, tutaenda hivyo. So I'm also a family man. I have my kids around me, and also they need that parental feel and touch. So there's a time that you feel you are completely worn out, and that is the time unasikia hapatikani, amezima simu, ameingia mitini. You go and rest with your family. You take, because we don't sleep. If you look at all members of parliament, macho yao inakaga tu usingizi. Most of them sleep for 3 or 4 hours. They don't sleep. Meetings after meetings, ya kijiji, ya wazee, ya wamama, usiku. By the time uende nyumbani, it's late. Your children are asleep. Hata waja kuona ukiingia na ukitoka. So yes, sometimes we take a retreat and disappear. Like this holy month of Ramadan, it's 1 month that I'm not doing politics. If you have realized, for the last 10 days, you haven't seen me in any political rally or anything. It's a month of prayers, it's a month of worship, it's a month of forgiveness, it's a month of sharing what you have. And the people even understand that hii ni mwezi ya maombi. Ni kama siku ya Pasaka na Good Friday and Easter Monday. Unataka kupatia mtu kazi. It doesn't make sense. That's a day for rest. That's a day to remember the poor, to help the poor. That's a day to eat with them and have fun with them, have prayers with them. That is the good day for that day. So yeah, kuna siku mimi, my only break is to sleep. If I get an opportunity for a day, nitalala hiyo mchana mzima na usiku mzima nitalala na sishibi usingizi. Because I know after that nikitoka nje, kazi.